My name is Trish Martin. I'm an executive life coach based on the East Coast of the US, and I go between New York City, the Jersey Shore, and Palm Beach, and I float between those three markets. Most of my business is via Zoom. I am a serial entrepreneur. I have always worked for myself, involved in leading teams to success, individuals to success, coaching, guiding, mentoring, started a not-for-profit. So my singular focus throughout anything I've ever done has been achievement, personal achievement and group achievement, and setting people off to chase their success, finding the inner strength that they need, whether as a group or an individual. I worked as an executive for many years, coaching over 160 agents at any given time. And I found that I did not appreciate the minutia and the detail in the back of house. And my real joy was in launching people off on their careers or helping them go further from where they were. And so that has led me to becoming a full-time executive life coach. So my story from how I started out my career and my life to where I am is kind of an interesting one. I had always had a vision that I would work for myself, and yet I was very fearful to do that. So I always had a job when I was younger. And then I found a mentor, not a coach, but a mentor who guided me to find my strength and my power, my belief in myself. And I would say that finding someone who believes in you at any point in your life is the most important, whether it's someone you know or it's your coach. That launched my entrepreneur spirit. And I was a business owner, launched many businesses, started a not-for-profit, helped to find a youth scholarship hockey fund in New York City. I gave back in every single way. I decided that my purpose for working and being successful was to give back. And I think people underestimate the power of giving back. I had 3 children. I was a single mother. I wanted my kids to experience things I had not experienced in my life, and yet I did not want them to be indulged. And so I think one of the things one should know about me is that I am extremely empowering. I am grateful to everyone in my life who helped me get to where I am, but I also think that believing in yourself and empowering yourself means that you in turn can pass down the same strength to others around you. I haven't always been successful, but I've always been successful. I have learned from things that have not gone as well as I had hoped, because I feel in every less than stellar experience, there is a lesson and there is growth. And when working with my clients, I also tell them, embrace those failures and learn from them. They only make you stronger, and then you can avoid those same failures going forward. So I think the thing to know about me the most is I am determined, I am diligent, I am a champion, I am a cheerleader, but I am also someone who will help you be that for yourself. I think I've learned that having people believe in you is so important, but believing in yourself is probably the single most important thing that you will need to move forward in your life, unencumbered from limited beliefs and unencumbered from self-doubt. Even though there's always a little bit of self-doubt, you'll learn to overcome that. So becoming a life coach was a deeply personal decision for me, and a little bit promoted by the pandemic, even though it has been what I've been doing as an aside for some time without realizing it. But during the pandemic, I felt I was looking for deeper purpose, and I felt so many around me struggling to find movement, gain traction, unsure of how to propel their life forward in this time. And I decided that I had a gift. I had an ability to help people hone in to the deepest part of them, where their strength lies, where their power lies, where their vision is churning and waiting to be released and realized. And so I decided that this was the perfect time for me to devote all of my time to helping people find their own success, as I have found for myself. My coaching business now is really fascinating in that it's not singularly focused on any particular demographic or niche per se in terms of business or interests, but it is singularly focused on helping people who are trying to find a broader sense of purpose in their job and in their personal life. And so I am working with highest level executives at financial institutions. I am working with recent graduates from college. I've always been fascinated by what they call the quarter life crisis. You've put all of this energy and effort into deciding who you want to be after college, and you graduate and find out maybe that's not so much who you want to be and what you want to do. I also work with, I have a growing practice actually with retirees looking to figure out what brings meaning and purpose to their life now that their official professional career is over. How do they find the same kind of meaning and purpose with all of this free time and a lack of a place to put their energy and their focus other than family? A lot of people find they need something else outside of that. And that has been, for me, a really fascinating journey to go on with my clients. So my vision for my business is to be able to help people find the peace and the joy that comes from success in their life. And I'm planning to grow it incrementally. I have been very strategic. My tagline is strategic coaching for success-driven people, not professionals. And success can be defined in many different ways. So my vision is that I am helping people find success on many levels and targeting and focusing in on that. I also, in a recent meeting with an initial client who hadn't yet decided to come, let people know that I am not here for your entire life. My goal is not to coach people forever and ever, but to coach them to independence, to give them the tools that they need to overcome certain barriers in their life or obstacles, and to be able to step back and not feel that the first thing they need to do is pick up the phone and call me. I'm really an empowerment coach. I think that would be what my vision is for my business, to help people find their own foundation and their own strength and move forward from there. What advice would I give to someone who wants to be a coach? I've thought about this often, and I think it's the same advice that I would give to myself. So often I feel inside that I have the answer and I just want to share it. It's like I have the answer or I understand it, only to find out that I kind of only sort of understand it because the client is their own expert. They know themselves best. And what I have learned to do, and I would advise others to do, is to take that aha moment you have for yourself and try to turn that into a deeper opportunity for questioning and helping your client find their aha moment, because your aha moment is only your interpretation of what it is for them, and you're not the expert on their life, and you don't know what's going on inside. Your role is to help them find that out. When you're starting out, not just as a life coach, but in your life in general, very often there's a sense of impatience when you're younger because you have this vision, you envision what your life will look like, what your job will look like, your career, anything. And I would say that just because it isn't happening today in that moment doesn't mean it's not happening behind the scenes. It doesn't mean you're not layering the building blocks of your life and your success. And so I would encourage all younger folks, anyone younger than me, and that's a big demographic, to have a little bit more patience with yourself and with the universe and what's happening in the moment, and try to see how it is all coming together, because patience will bring you the ultimate prize and impatience will just bring you the tiniest part of that prize. So when I think about the meaning and the purpose of coaching, most often we think of sports coaches and people who tell you, what to do. When you swing the bat, swing it this way. When you shoot the puck, shoot it that way. But a life coach means something different. A life coach means helping you grow in a large way that impacts every area of your life, because it's really about personal growth. We all talk about achievements and professional goals or personal goals or lifestyle goals, but at the end of the day, the goals are only as important as the person who wants them, and how deep you look into yourself to help you get there. So if you can't grow, right, if you're not in a place where a coach, someone can help you grow, then the coach is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's about empowerment. It's about helping the client uncover their power and then owning it. And I'm so focused on people owning their importance to their life, to those around them, to the world at large. That's the first step for me. So the meaning of being a coach is really being a guide. It has changed my life in so many ways. I think the biggest thing that I've learned is patience for those around me and for myself, and to take a deep breath. One of the hardest things to learn as a coach is holding space. It is so hard to be patient and hold space because your mind is going constantly. You're thinking about what you've been discussing with your client. And so I've been able to take that patience that I've learned through my practice into my personal life as well. And it's created a sense of peace. It's created this sense that not everything has to be resolved immediately. I don't always have to have the answer. And if I have the answer, it might only be my answer. So I would say that patience in every area of my life has been the biggest impact, the pause and the holding of space. I learned so much that all of my actions come from the right place. My desire to help people succeed, my desire to help people find peace and own their strength, and all of the things that I've mentioned thus far. But what I learned was that sometimes that desire can overpower that person's ability, because I'm so enthusiastic, I'm so sure, I'm so convinced, but they haven't gotten there yet, right? So I have learned that what is actually my best trait can at times not be my best trait, right? That I need to harness my own energy. And as I mentioned, that's a gift that I've learned, the ability to hold space for people, the ability to give them room to find out who they are. So I think it's probably true for most people. What is your best thing can often be the thing that makes you not as good as you think you can be, because it sort of is a roadblock. So attending CTEDU was a big step for me because I've been doing what I thought was coaching for 30 plus years. It was a big step for me. And I thought, oh, well, I'll know a lot of what, they're talking about. And I do this, just by nature, and it's second nature to me, and I don't have to think about it. And I actually realized that I'd been consulting and mentoring, but I hadn't truly always been coaching. And so it really made me rethink how I want to approach my business and my relationship with my clients. What can I offer? What are the best things I have to offer? And how can I package them? And how can I begin to understand the real definition of coaching? That really had a major impact on me. It changed the vision of my business, because at first I thought I'll just help people launch and get where they're going. And I will do that in the way I had in the past. So it helped me redefine myself and my sense of how I would be coaching and what people could benefit from me. I encourage anyone who thinks that they know what they're doing in any area, not just coaching, to take a course, to learn more, because the smartest people I know are the ones who know what they don't know. And the more you improve upon yourself and you learn, the better able you are to become the right kind of coach, doctor, any kind of practitioner or professional. So I think I learned that what I thought was coaching was not, and it helped me craft a more honed in, targeted, and needed business model than what I had originally envisioned. So, everyone says their mother And I am going to say that too, because my mother is a fiercely intelligent woman, could have been anything that she wanted, but found herself with children and no support, and worked 2 jobs and did everything she could to keep us focused and moving forward. I think at expense to herself, right? She could have been an artist. She's an amazing woman. And the one thing that I am so grateful to her for forever is that my mother doesn't see color or race or anything. She sees people, and she raised us as just seeing people. And I am forever grateful to her for that. But also, she is calm in the face of chaos. And I think that that's a lesson that's so hard to learn, that kind of grace. And she also taught me to give people opportunities to kind of redeem themselves. You know, when you're upset with someone, instead of charging in full, give them the space. We're not always all our best selves. And, you know, people need a chance to sort of come back and say, whoa, that was not my best moment. But also, my mother believed in me in everything that I did. She always was my champion. She encouraged me to think big, to be strong, to be fierce, and to accomplish my goals as I perceived them, and not as others defined them. And so I would have to say, as corny and as trite as it sounds, and as many people say it, I think most people are probably right. Mothers are very influential in one's life. And I would say that it would have to be my mom. So, no secret to anyone. If I'm doing any kind of mathematics for business, I always get the right number. If I'm doing math in school, if I'm doing math on a test, if you're trying to teach it to me, it's just not my thing. And so, Eleftherios Aristofanis was my math professor at Fordham University. And he had so much patience with me, and he made me see that I can do it. I chose not to do it, which is like, they're 2 different things, right? You know, I said to myself, I can't do this. I'm in this class. So, you know, the first month or so of the course, I was doing fabulously well, and, you know, 99s and 85s, which for me is, you know, fabulous. And then all of a sudden it just went whoosh, downhill, because he layered something on top of it, and I just threw my hands up, and he really taught me to persevere. So I would have to say that he, really was a huge influence on me and my learning to not just assume that I can't do something, but to power through and figure out how to do something.